Hello everyone and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today we are watching once again Freeker. He has sent me quite a few good replays recently, and this time he is in his Atago. He is on the map north in a 4-point domination game mode. Now it's a tier 8 battle, which is good news. There are no enemy tier 8 battleships, and the carrier is also tier 6, so I guess that's even more great news. Now the Atago doesn't have such a great anti-air for a cruiser, but it should be more than enough to deal with a tier 6 carrier. Also, he is using the hydroacoustic surge consumable, which can be great against destroyers, and well, I guess it might help with the visibility changes. Now this map, I think it's the only map that has an interactive weather system where the weather can change. You can see right now it's quite sunny. There are some dark clouds on the horizon, and there might be a storm coming later on, which will affect visibility. Now I haven't played this enough to say anything about how it affects gameplay, but it sure is a nice mechanic so far, and I truly love the visuals. I'd love to see, I think, a bit more of a rough sea, higher waves, but still, I mean, they did a great job. But let's take a look at how this battle is progressing. Now the enemy team is spreading out quite nicely. We have friendly destroyers who are capturing B. We have people going for D. I mean, there is a battleship going over there. He might be a bit slow. Shall see how it turns out. They have a destroyer in C, and there is an enemy Mogami who is sailing around the corner, showing broadside, and yeah, getting punished for it. You don't want to do that. You never want to sail around an island like that. Now, you can see Freeker here, he is not using all of his guns because he doesn't want to show his broadside to this Mogami. The friendly Mogami, well, he didn't get punished for it, but he, I think, showed a bit too much broadside, and here you can see what happens if you show too much broadside. Now he is shooting his torpedoes here to cover anyone, to maybe hit anyone foolish enough to sail around this island. There was a friendly destroyer here, but the friendly destroyer wasn't moving much, and he can't accelerate that fast, so those torpedoes, they were quite okay. You always have to be careful if you shoot close to a friendly, if the friendly is not moving, and I mean he can't like instantly accelerate. Now they are capturing here, and yes, they have this point now. It's looking pretty good overall. I think they're doing a good job at B and at C, and D doesn't even seem contested at this point, so not sure what exactly the enemy is doing. They still have a massive force here at their own cap circle, I guess. Now Freeker is currently turning his ship. He wants to poke out at this side. I mean, A is in their hands, B is in their hands. If he wants to help, he has to get somewhere over here in this direction. But you can't just like sail straight into this massive bulk of enemies. So he's probably going to carefully poke around this island and see what he can do. There is a destroyer right here that is in range. It's not so easy to hit the destroyer at 11 kilometers, but cruisers have fast reload, so they can really shell the area. And he did a pretty good job, even managed to start 2 fires. Now I don't think there is an enemy in the smoke, but it never hurts to just shoot your torpedoes. The friendly is still far enough away, so he shouldn't get those torpedoes. So, also keep in mind, the moment he passed this island, he immediately turned around and made sure that he isn't like presenting his broadside to any potential enemies. But there are a lot of enemies over there. They aren't necessarily interested in him here, they are probably engaging someone else, but it's really surprising that the enemies still have such a massive force basically at their own spawn location. if you look at it ship-wise, they are pretty even, but the friendly team controls 3 capture points and the enemies have, well, they will soon have 1. Now, those enemies, they could potentially just take B, they could like push in this direction and take this small force here out or push them back or something. So far they seem content to just sit here and, I don't know, wait. And you know, their inactivity is costing them a lot because the friendly team here at D has all the time in the world now to push up here and then they can attack this guys here from 2 sides. And they are, I mean, they could just take B for free if a destroyer would go in there and like even the odds, but yeah, well. Now, also a friendly team, they gotta be careful here. I mean, if those few ships just push in their hearts, they'll probably get destroyed, and there is still plenty of chance to lose this game. So they'd really have to like coordinate here from both sides, maybe wait a little bit for this battleship to arrive. Just take it slow and see what the enemy does. Now Freeker is not alone here, he has support here pushing with him. And he is very careful how he is angling his ship towards those enemies. Now there is a Kuznov coming here. The Kuznov has smoke and I think he's using it here. Now he might have smoke, but he's a pretty big ship and he is slowing down a lot here. So if he's just sitting here broadside, even though if he is smoke, inside a cloud of smoke, still a chance that he's getting hit because, yeah, I mean smoke, you can't see a ship in smoke, but you can still hit it if you know where it is. And when you look at those shells, it's, I mean, there's a pretty decent, as you can see, yeah, there's a pretty decent chance to hit this cruiser. Now there is also an Atago coming, and the Atago is showing broadside as well. Also, you've seen he's launched torpedoes inside the smoke. If that Kuznov really is just sitting there not moving, then those torpedoes might be very effective. There's also an Atago who, I don't know, maybe he's siling those torpedoes. Now when you're shooting at an enemy cruiser, there is certainly an argument to be made, especially if they're showing broadsides, to be shooting armor piercing at them. He's shooting high explosive here, but he didn't, well, I mean, he was shooting inside smoke. And there's nothing wrong with high explosive. Also, I mean, if a ship burns, it increases the visibility of the ship. Not sure if this helps you anything inside smoke, probably not, but as you can see here, the Atago now is angled, so explosive is doing a great job probably. And now here's a problem, there is a wall of torpedoes coming here from the right, and he really wants to turn to not expose his ship to all those shells, but if he turns now, those torpedoes are a problem, so he is seeking cover behind this island. And the enemy Atago might burn to death thanks to the fire he's... There you go. So yeah, high explosive paid off. Oh, there are still quite a few enemies shooting at him here. This cruiser, well, I mean, this cruiser has... This destroyer here has 200 health and he's under fire from other enemies. So it's probably a good choice not to shoot this guy. He will die anyway pretty soon, I guess. So you can use those shells to maybe take out the Cleveland. And you can see here the weather is getting worse. There you go, there goes the Cleveland. The visibility should get worse, and he should probably be hidden from those enemies over there soon. There's still a destroyer around here somewhere. And I really have to say I love those weather effects. It's a beautiful rain going on here. We take a look around now, the sky changed, there are dark clouds everywhere. And oh well, you still see a bit of the sun over there, but... Also, I mean, by this point, this match is probably pretty much won. The enemy still have quite a few ships around, but they are just so far behind in points. They just ignored most of the points for a long time, and they have been passive for too long. They just sat in one position and waited until the enemies closed in from all sides. Now there seem to be some friendly planes who are hunting this destroyer, and hopefully they can spot him. Now, visible so far, I guess this might be the rain. And yeah, I agree with what's said in the chat. Huge waves would be pretty cool. I think it would make this storm even more awesome. And yeah, we can finally see the Benson. Those looks like some very pretty shots. The enemy is set on fire, and if he can't get rid of it, he will probably burn. And there you go. That's the win. Let's have a look at the results. Freeker got almost 2,500 base experience and 5 kills. Very well played in his Atago. Was a very nice game to watch. I think the friendly team played rather well. They noticed that capturing the points is important. They got the points, and then they pretty much closed in on the enemy and crushed them from all sides, while the enemies were a bit too passive and just waited far too long before trying anything. Freeker made a lot of credits in this game. He unleashed the Kraken and got some Citadel hits, got some fire started. He did some pretty decent damage with armor piercing and high explosive. And that's also one thing in a cruiser. You should try to use the right ammunition for the job. You can really punish an enemy cruiser for showing broadside, and you can also start some fires and burn some people. So I hope you enjoyed watching this game. I certainly did, and I'll see you guys next time.